Morning guys, welcome back to the shop out here on the Fairlane. Getting some relays put in, as you can see here, on a bright and early or dark and early Saturday morning. So what I did here is I snipped our high beam and low beam power wires coming from the switch to the headlights. The incoming from the switch went to the coil side of the relay. The opposite side of that is grounded, so when you turn the headlights on, that now is gonna close the contacts on the relay. The other side, the contact side, is the outgoing power to the headlights, and then I will run a new power from the relay, probably starter relay, over to here to this blue wire. So they'll loop up here with this. We'll get it all taped up, cleaned up. You won't even really notice they're there, but then they're gonna have clean power going to the headlights and not having all that power running through the switch. We wired these up so you have high and low beam on both top and bottom, and that's not how they were originally. This was high beam, low beam. This was just high beam, and I think that old switch is not happy. I was kind of worried about that, so went ahead and did this. They're fused on them, so you don't have a bunch of different fuses everywhere. I was gonna hide them under the dash, but that'll be a clean install, easy to get to if they ever go out. So let me get on this so we can get on to bigger and better things. All right guys, headlights are done and working. All taped up, not normally the way we do wire loom around here, but it was already done this way in the car. Everything's all taped. So I just decided to keep it all the same. Makes it a real pain for troubleshooting later. And even though it's not been on there that long, that wire is already sticky and gross from that electrical tape. So I use a split loom style, like not a cloth, but it kind of looks like the old style cloth wire when it's on there. But it is a split loom, and it's even a pain in the butt using that. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this thing forward on a lift. I'm gonna give you a little tech tip. When you're putting something on a lift, make sure the trunk and the hood are closed, because you're watching the roof, but they stand out a little higher than the roof does. Just an idea to think about. Let's get it on the lift. Cars are way better on this than a truck. I can actually stand under this thing. Subframe connectors, race car parts. We do have some adjustment on the pedal, which will be good. The clutch pedal is sucked really close to the floor and it's not returning right. So I am going to adjust that guy out right there and put some more pressure on the pedal. Then we're gonna look at third gear here on this 4-speed and see if we can't get a little adjustment out of it also. Ugh, these are fun. Okay, let's get after it. All right guys, I just set up a time lapse to get started on this and I found our problem. Don't know how that did not fall out of there, but that is no bueno. So I guess we're gonna fix this somehow.
All right, guys, got our modified clutch rod in there, got it readjusted. Also installed a spring that we shortened up a little bit there, but it was not on there, so that was causing the pedal to not return correctly. And then I just adjusted the third gear shifter on the transmission there. Wasn't really anything too exciting, so I just figured I would handle that. I'm gonna get the car down now and put the high flow thermostat in it we just picked up, get some coolant in it, and get it warmed up. See what she does, and maybe we'll take it for a rip. Fun car to drive. All right, guys, I thought I'd at least show this to you since I talked about it. Factory 180 thermostat, high flow thermostat. Definitely a size difference in the opening. Probably about twice the size. So hopefully this guy here will help kind of mitigate some of the heat soaking and heat issues it has when it's super hot outside, along with that high flow water pump, just to kind of get some water moving and keep it flowing. So let's get it put on here and get it out of the shop. All right, guys, let's get some coolant put in this thing here and get her fired up, I guess. See what happens. This car actually runs really good. Pulls nice. I love the 4-speed factor of it. Like I said, manual steering, manual brakes, 4-speed. It's a driver's car. It is cooler outside this morning, obviously, but it's still running 180, dropping to like 175, and then back to 180. So it's definitely flowing good water. Third gear's still wanting to fall out, so I am assuming it is a synchro issue. It seems like it's weird. It only does it randomly, but this car was built, I don't think there's a lot of miles on it. I think it sat, you know, more than it really got driven, but it doesn't mean that there's not something going on in there. So, flogged on it pretty good. Obviously not pushing the limits too far. It's not my car, but definitely putting some spirited driving in it just to make sure it's going to stay cool and go from there. So let's get on the highway here. Cosmetic stuff to do, but right, we're going to wait a little bit on that, just get it drivable so we can take it on the cruise. Let's get back to the shop, guys. All right, guys, got the Fairlane back, checked everything out, made sure nothing was leaking, checked the valve covers, made sure they were tight. Did have a little bit of seeping on one spot on one of them, so re-snugged those up, wiped them all down, fired it up, no leaks now. I think this one's done for now. Clutch pedal looks way better. It actually works now. Comes back up off the floor. Brakes are solid. Yeah, looks good. So I think this one's done for now. Like I said, it'll be back. We definitely have other little things to do to it, but for now, I think it's good to cruise. Definitely stays way cooler than it did before, and drives nice. So get it back to Kev so he can enjoy it, and then we'll get his blue truck finished up, because both of these are his. Same guy owns the Fairlane here and the Bad Investments truck. So yeah, he's actually got one more here also, but that one's for a later date. So all right, guys, until next time, keep building awesome stuff. Later.
Plan to attend Minter Fab Going Show, sponsored by Cascade Licensing, September 28th at Lower Natchez Community Park.